Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I've been doing a series of videos on using ChatGPT to do Midjourney prompts, and this is an image that I used to as an example for ChatGPT. Let's see what other images. This is from the um, well, this is the community feed. Is that what they call it? Yeah. So these have oh, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's quite nice. All right. So what I thought today would be I would concentrate more on the ChatGPT um, part of it than I have been. And there's three techniques that I'd like to go over. And I'll have ChatGPT take the helm here. Let's see how this goes. I'm trying a new technique here where I told ChatGPT what I wanted to do, which is to have a video on explaining these techniques that I've been using with ChatGPT. And technique number one is creating reusable ChatGPT instructions for Midjourney prompts. The overview. This approach utilizes ChatGPT to create structured instructions for generating specific types of Midjourney prompts, offering adaptability for various creative themes. Process. The process begins with presenting ChatGPT an example prompt, such as a serene lakeside scene at sunset with reflections in the water. That's interesting. It changed the prompt that I gave it. The original prompt that I gave it was actually the one I was showing you before, which was, where did it go? This one. There it is. Whoops, right there. This one. Okay. But it'll work with any prompt. Um, and then, okay, so Chat GPT dissects this prompt to understand its fundamental elements. And it says, following this, it creates additional similar prompts like a tranquil forest, clearing it down with soft sunlight filtering through trees. Finalizing the technique, ChatGPT then processes a category name for example, tranquil night scenes, and drafts a set of reusable instructions. So I got this slightly wrong. This would actually be tranquil nature prompts, is what that should have said. And then, um, but the yeah, this description was pretty good. And I'll give an example above here. Let's see. So this was me trying to get it ready to go to explain it. Uh, I like the one that it came up with here. So this was it's actually doing it. So here I gave it the example prompt, which was the one that I showed you. This one here. So this was the example prompt. I like this one. That's why I keep going back to it. But the example prompt was this one, this iPhone wallpaper. So this was the prompt that I gave it, and then I asked it to come up with some similar prompts, and these are the ones that it came up with. And I asked it to do the things that it described, to break out the prompt, to describe it, and then come up with instructions. And these are the instructions here. that it came up with. ChatGPT instructions for artistic scene prompts. And it's got an overview, step-by-step instructions, and then example prompts. So this is technique number 1 that I wanted to show. And then let's go to technique number 2. So technique number 2, interesting. It calls it creating Midjourney prompts with descriptors. I would have called it creating Midjourney prompts with templates, because that's the idea, is that you use a template. And here the template, I've used this many, many times. I like this very much. And it says art style, practitioner, medium, subject, and then descriptor 1, descriptor 2, descriptor 3. And these descriptors, let's see if it describes it. It says choose an art style and medium from predetermined lists to set the image's overall aesthetic. Descriptors are then added, providing depth and specificity. They encompass aspects like mood, time of day, and artistic techniques. And so the idea was that the Midjourney bot can't handle too much detail, but you want to give it enough detail to make it interesting. And so I thought 3 was a nice number. So I have an artist and an art style, a medium, like oil painting, a subject. And then these descriptors, it came up with that name for these sorts of things. And there are things like time of day, lighting, foreground, background, the weather, just also, any of these sorts of things that might add interest to the image. And you can ask it to come up with these. And I wonder if this is big enough to see. Let's see. I'll put this here. Make this bigger to see, because this is a really easy technique to use, and I found to be very effective. And so copy and paste this here and try to, yeah, that should be, I think that should be pretty visible, but I think that's as big as I can make it. So this is the template, and you can ask it, like once you've described what a descriptor is, you can ask it to write out a bunch of them, and I'll show you that. Can you discuss descriptors in more detail and provide a list of 12 examples of descriptors? Let's see if this works. Okay. So while it's doing that, let me go back in case you want to take note of the template. And you can do a similar one with photography. I've done that quite a bit too, where it would be like this, but instead of art style, it would be type of photograph. And then the rest of this looks okay. Instead of, I guess, medium, you could just put photo. And then the same thing here, where you have descriptors with also, I'll add to photographs, I'll add camera info. I find this can be kind of helpful. So, and the camera info can be things like the lens, the film, the camera. And a cool thing about using ChatGPT is that it knows these things. And so if you want to do a photograph in the style of, some specific photographer, it'll know what camera information that photographer would use and what would be good choices for lens and film and f-stops and all of that sort of thing. And it'll be interesting to see now that version 6.0 is out, how uh, how much of an impact these uh, these camera information will make, if how that's changed from version 5.2. But you can play around with it, but things like the film and the lens, I mean, they definitely make a difference, at least at times, for sure. Okay, so back to ChatGPT. And so it wrote about descriptors. It said, understanding descriptors function. They provide specific details about the scene, subject, or scene of the image, and a wide range of descriptors allows for versatility in prompt creation. And it gave some examples here. And yeah, it understood it, completely. And these are good examples that it gave. I actually gave it a lot of these to start with, but it's very good at extrapolating concepts once you give it something to start with, and it can give you as many as you want. I found this to be a very effective technique where you just can choose from different combinations of the descriptors to get a wide variety of prompts. Even using the same artist and style, you can get a whole lot of variety. But especially when you're varying art styles and artists, you can see what a tremendous variety you can get. So I have one more technique, so which is I'll let it explain. So technique number 3 is the catalog technique for Midjourney prompt generation. And it explains that a typical catalog has 10 sections, and then each of the sections has a different theme or style. And then it talks about ways that you can put these together. Um, and I'm not going to go into detail about this because I've just done a series of videos before this one that go into the catalog idea in detail. But I did want to mention these 3 techniques that I found very useful. One is to have ChatGPT write out instructions. The second is for itself, that you can copy and paste into a future session. A second is the template idea that I showed. And then a third is the catalog technique. So um, I might put in a script for the instructions if you want to look at on my blog. And I'll leave the URL for the blog on the description of the video. I already have scripts for the catalog, and as I mentioned, I've discussed the catalog in a number of videos previous to this one. And I'll put the template in the description too. That doesn't need a script because you can just take a look at the template itself, and as long as you understand how the descriptors work, you can explain it to ChatGPT and have it crank those out for you. Well, I hope you found this useful for using ChatGPT to create Midjourney prompts. Until next time, thanks for watching.